everyone. This video follows on from our last one, which looked at neckline joins. And today we're looking at the letter R, particularly the lowercase letter R, because it has a bit of a change between its printed version and its cursive writing version for when you're joining along that neckline, that middle of the road sort of area. So we're going to start just with the letter R, having a look how it goes down using the regular slope that we've been practicing all along. And then instead of that little curve at the top, which you would have been practicing for many years, we're going to add a little bit of a wave. So you can see it starts the curve, but it finishes with a wave. I'll go again. Wave and kick. So it's a little bit like an exit flick for your letter R. That'll be our focus today, along with something new, a fine motor warm-up. We're going to learn a bit more about that as the videos go on, but at the next slide we'll show you how to begin. Now stage 3, we're going to try a bit of a warm-up today. All you need is your pen and your hand. It's called inchworms. We're going to hold our pen with our regular grip. So for me that means my thumb and my index finger are the ones controlling the pen, and I like to rest it on my middle fingers here. For an inchworm, we're going to start at the bottom of the pen where you'd be usually holding on, and we're going to push back until you get to the tip of the pen and then draw forward till you get to the other end. Have a few goes. See if you can inch your way backwards and forwards across your pen without the help of your other hand. And we'll learn more about why this is important during our paragraph at the end of our writing. So let's jump straight in. Make sure that you have the heading lowercase r and the date at the top of the page, and don't forget to use a ruler to underline. Our first row will just be the letter R. You might have your slope card underneath if you've still got yours. If not, remembering that letters lean a little bit to the right. Now with your lowercase r, remembering as a body letter, it only takes up about half of the size between your top and bottom lines. So even my first line there is a little bit too big. I'm going to start halfway between, more like this height. I go down along my slope card, back up over where I've been, I circle and kick. A little bit droopy. I'll try again. Down, back up, a surround and a kick. That one looks better. I'll leave not quite a finger space in between each one, but they don't need to be touching. That one's quite good. Remembering that if you are practicing your printing, you will just be doing a straight arch at the top. And if you want to make it a little bit fancier, you could have an entry flick. So you can flick into your downstroke and then flick out again, as if you were, say, joining from the letter O. So choose the one that's right for you today and finish a full row of letter R's. Next, we're going to go into some common letter blends using the letter R. We're going to start off with an R-Y pair. So you'll see there that my dip leads straight into my letter R. If I didn't have the dip, I'd end up with this happening, which, you know, sort of maybe could be an N or an I joined incorrectly. It'll make your writing quite difficult to read. So let's use that dip, use that slope card, down, up and over, dip into your letter Y, and finish off with the tail of the Y. complete a whole row. The next one we'll work on will be RA, and this sort of combines the drop-in joins that we've looked at before too. So I'm going to start with my R, I dip. Now I can come to this spot here for my letter A. I can let my pen lift up off the page a little bit and then swoosh back around for my letter A. Try that one again. So remembering that I don't always have to be in contact with the page when I'm doing running writing. I can let my pen or my pencil skip over a little bit like it's ice skating. Finish a whole row of an RA blend. Remember too that you can pause the video at any time. At the moment now you should have a full row of the letter R, a full row of RY, and a full row of RA. Pause and finish those off if you need to. Today's paragraph is on fine motor skills. Fine motor skills are the way that your body can coordinate the movements of small muscles like those that you'd find in your hands and fingers with your eyes, much the same as if you were doing gross motor movements like kicking a ball or running up the stairs. You'd be coordinating the movements of large muscles. So fine motor movements are really important for things like handwriting. Our inchworms earlier were an example of a fine motor activity, as are doing up shoelaces or buttons, or using scissors or plaiting someone's hair. When you're writing your paragraph, as well as focusing on your letter I's with that little bit of a dip, I want you to think about your capital letters. In this paragraph, we've only got capital letters at the beginning of each sentence. We don't have any proper nouns, so we don't need any other capital letters but those three. You might also notice that we've used some brackets. Brackets are handy to use in a sentence when you want to show a little bit of extra information, but if those words were taken away, it wouldn't change the meaning of the sentence. Like all punctuation, neither of those are joined. Work on finishing the paragraph now with your very best handwriting and your slope card underneath. Remember that you can print if you're working on that. Now that you're finished, don't forget to self-assess. Look at all of your writing. If you think you've done a nice job, give it a tick. If there's something you're not sure about or you know that you need to work on a little bit more, give it a question mark. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you have any tips on how we can improve these videos or things that you would like to learn more about with your handwriting, leave a comment below or see me in class. Bye!